Hi all, Hipper here. Today we're taking out the North Carolina, and I'm just going through my very standard setup here. There is nothing special about that. Just, yeah, better acceleration, pretty much. And then I have Sims with Scharnhorst and Cunningham, and also a super standard setup. Nothing interesting here at all. So I've been playing this ship here quite a lot, and like I said in my first video, my first look at the ship here, it's my favorite battleship at tier 6. Traditional battleship, I should probably say, because I do think that Gneisenau and Scharnhorst are just a little bit more fun, but for like a battleship without torpedoes, this is the one I prefer. It's just very, very solid. It doesn't really have any negative sides, and it's just a very good all-round performer, I think. So that means that if you are new to this game and you're getting into battleships, I would probably grind this American line first until I got to North Carolina, and then I would play this ship a lot to get very good at the battleship gameplay, and then I would start to grind other lines. I wouldn't necessarily go to Kansas because nobody really knows how that thing plays yet. I guess we'll find out next update. But for now, North Carolina here is the creme de la creme of tier 6 battleships without torpedoes. I've played it quite a bit, more than I usually play battleships, that's for sure. And I've also picked this battle here because it's a very standard battle in this ship here. It's not really anything particularly interesting or amazing or anything like that. It just shows how well this ship performs in just like a normal battle. And a good thing about this ship is like I don't really feel like I'm at a disadvantage when I'm up tiered into tier 7 battles. Nothing really changes. Just play like cautiously, like a battleship should always be played quite cautiously, at least in the beginning, and you'll do fine in this ship here. It's just very a very quiet ride, and just pleasant to play. It's a nice break from agile cruisers because, like, battleships, particularly American battleships, they are very just chill to play. As you can see, just angle correctly and look for broadsides, and that's pretty much it. There's not that much to it, in fact. So it's a nice way of just taking a breather after you, for example, taken Hipper into a cap and brawled 3 or 4 battleship at once. Then getting into a battle with North Carolina is very relaxing, actually. And these differences in ships is also one of the things I think that make this game so popular. Because obviously destroyers are more action-packed than any of the other classes, and then cruisers come in as sort of a middle ground. And then in the end you have battleships where of course you can play them aggressively, but it's usually a better approach to take it a little bit easy and just think about what you do in this class here. Another plus is that grinding to a tier 6 battleship, it doesn't really take long. You only have to grind through 5 ships, and if you have a little bit of global XP lying around, I suggest you use it to get to North Carolina, because it is, like I said before, a very pleasant ship to play, and I highly recommend it for a tier 6 battleship. And being a tech tree ship, it is also a free ship, so that means that like you don't have to spend money to get this ship here. All you have to do is play the game, and since you're playing this game, I'm assuming you're having fun. So like grinding your way, and I don't even want to say grinding, because getting to tier 6 really isn't that hard. You can, if you really put your back into it, you can do it in a day or two. Especially if you have boosters, then it should be very, very straightforward. So you can see I play the ship just a few kilometers from the cap in when I can get away with it, of course. And I think that's where the ship shines. Within 14 kilometers of the enemies, that's where the dispersion is at its best, I think. And I also have a full dispersion build on this ship here. So anyway, here we have a little destroyer guy here, and I think it is a guy chasing fame and fortune, hoping to torp me. And of course I'm already starting to turn to avoid his inevitable torps, and hoping that I can take this guy out, and that will surely cement this victory here, because the enemies have no more destroyers left, and we'll have 2 left. So not the best play here, but good for me. I am going to eat a few torps here, but that is a necessary evil until I can get into a better position to actually deal with this guy here. And like I always say, when I play battleships, I don't really care about torpedoes. If you don't show broadside to somewhere where you expect the torpedoes to come from, then you'll be fine. Taking 1 or 2, it doesn't matter much. So this guy is just not giving up. He wants a notch on his belt with a CC, or an XCC, I guess. And obviously that costs him dearly, and his team. So that means 4 destroyers gone, and we still have 2 left. So it's time to move in now. So the biggest threat right now is the fact that there's a Boise around here somewhere. And now the Reds are down to only 2 ships. So really, mopping the last ships up here should be pretty easy. I just want to be a little careful with the Boise. I don't like that ship when I'm in a battleship, because it is an HE spammer. It's not a very good one, I think. Actually, in general, I think Boise is one of the worst cruisers in the game. I bought it when it first came out, Boise, that is. And I played it for a few games, and I absolutely hated it. I thought it was a terrible ship. So after a while, I sold it, because I never played it. And then a few weeks ago, I started thinking, oh, maybe I should give Boise another go. I mean, maybe it's not as bad as I remember. So I bought it again when it was on sale for, I don't remember, 11,000 doubloons or whatever it was. I played it one game, and I instantly remembered how awful this ship is. I hate it. It's absolutely nasty ship. So got a nice citadel on him there, which is a good feeling when you really don't like a ship. There's nothing better. Well, I guess it is better to citadel at Cleveland, I guess, because that is a ship I really hate. I also hate playing Cleveland, by the way. It has a lot in common with Boise. So anyway, just waiting for this Selway here to hit me to see if I get another fire. That didn't happen. So I'll just kill the 2 fires I have, and then I'll get into a better position to take on this guy here. Because we've got them on the run, and there's really no point in being too aggressive here. We are ahead on points, and there's not much to worry about, actually. So I just had a look at the map here, which is important, and I figure that our cruiser is going to continue the way he's going, so that means it would make more sense for me to go the other way, so we can try to catch these guys in a crossfire. So that's why I'm turning now, just to get up here and attack from a different angle, so it'll be harder for both of them to angle their armor and not take any damage, I guess. But actually the cruiser starts turning around, and by now I'm committed, so I'll just continue anyway. Why not? So let's get a quick look at the Fuso there, and he is nicely lined up. Unfortunately, I can't get a shot in because of the the rocks here, but just wait for a second and then I get one off. So that was the high caliber, and I did most of my damage in this game here in the late game, in the last, well, actually mid game I guess, but the first 5 minutes I didn't actually do much. I was just defending B cap, and I was staying like only a few kilometers from the cap, because if you're too far from the cap, you're pretty much useless in a battleship anyway. The destroyers will just dodge your shells, and the cruisers will just light you on fire. So, of course, if the opportunity presents itself, you should move in. So the Boise has fallen off detection now, and I'm not really sure which way he is going. I don't have an awful lot of health left, so I'm a little bit worried about that guy. So that's why I'm steering straight for the islands, so in case he pops up, and there he is, I know I can get a little bit of cover if I have to. So just using my plane here to keep them spotted, not actually for shooting. I mean, the spotter plane is great, I love it. It only lasts 30 seconds, but yeah, that's fine. And if you need to really make one of those shot so that that counts, where a lot depends on it, that's when I pop it on to get that just a little bit of extra dispersion that you need. Unfortunately, it just runs out here before I can get a good shot at the Boise, but it doesn't matter, because he is so low on health anyway. I had a very good salvo there.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
So the Fuso is coming around the island here, so I'm just going to swing my rear gun into action and try to get a nice shot in at that juicy broadside that he is presenting so nicely there. And obviously he's the last ship left, so taking him out means that the battle is won. And the turret rotation is quite nice and quick on this tier 6 here as well, and another plus, I think. And don't get a citadel, but we take him out. So that is North Carolina for you guys, and like I said, really enjoy this ship. I think it's one of the best tech tree battleships out there. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you out there.